Hi, friends. Last week we talked about the scientists that study the weather. Do you remember what they're called? That's right, a meteorologist. Let's clap that word out. Meteorologist. Great job. Remember that as we are learning about meteorologists and the weather, we are also becoming meteorologists of our own. Let's say our chant. Repeat after me. I'm a meteorologist and I'm here to say, I study the atmosphere every day. I measure the wind, the rain, and the snow. I check the temperature to see if it's high or low. Studying, measuring, and predicting too. Doing the meteorologist boogaloo. Awesome job repeating our meteorologist chant. Last week, we also talked about some of the tools that meteorologists use to help them learn about the weather. Let's look at those now. Remember that when we were talking about meteorologists last week, we also talked about these 6 tools that they use to help them study the weather. Now, we know that they use a lot more tools than just the 6 that we were talking about. But because we might see these 6 more often, these are the ones that we were focusing on. The first one is an anemometer. In these pictures, I've shown you the cartoon version and I've shown you a real life picture so that if you did see it when you're out and about with your grown-ups, you would know exactly what it is. We also know that meteorologists use a rain gauge, weather satellites, which these are so big in person, thermometers, and thermometers are kind of crazy because they can come in all different shapes and sizes. These are 2 tall ones, but I've even seen them in the shape of a circle. Weather vanes. Weather vanes are fun, and you normally see them on top of a building. This one in our cartoon picture has the shape of a rooster, but this one over here on the real life picture has like an eagle on top. So the top part doesn't really matter, but it normally has something that spins at the top. And our windsock that we said we normally see at an airport. Aren't those tools amazing? I love that there are so many different ways to find out more information about the weather. Can you name some different types of weather? Say them out loud. When I brainstormed different types of weather, I wrote them down on this piece of paper. And I thought of rainy, windy, snowy, cloudy, stormy. And then I even remembered that with these types of weather, there's also temperature that comes along with them. Remember that temperature is how it feels outside. Like a hot sunny day or a cold snowy day. Weather is always a combination of sunlight, clouds, rain, wind, snow, and temperature. And different places in the world have different types of weather. You may not realize it, but weather is very important. It controls how we live and many things that we do. We can't control the weather. And sometimes we enjoy the weather, like warm sunny days. And sometimes it makes it difficult for us to do things, like when it snows and gets icy on the ground. Let's read this short story about the weather all around us and learn a little bit more about weather and where it comes from. Weather All Around by Karen Jones. Weather is all around us. It affects our lives every day. My name is Lucy, and I'm here today to teach you about different kinds of weather and where weather comes from. There are many different kinds of weather. Can you name some? Let's start by looking up towards the sky during the daytime. What do you see? We see clouds and the sun. Clouds are made of tiny drops of water. Clouds can be many shapes and sizes. They can be puffy and white. They can be dark and angry looking. Some days we see no clouds in the sky. Some days we see lots of clouds in the sky. When lots of clouds block the sun from shining down on us, we call that a cloudy day. Have you ever seen rainfall? Rain comes from clouds. Remember how clouds are made of tiny water droplets? Well, sometimes the droplets become so big that the cloud can't hold them anymore, so they fall out of the cloud. The water droplets that fall out of the cloud are called rain. Have you ever heard a loud rumbling or seen bolts of light flash across the sky? A thunderstorm is a storm cloud with lightning and thunder. Lightning happens when the storm clouds create an electric charge. When a lightning bolt disappears, the air around it creates the loud crack or rumble. This is called thunder. Have you ever seen snowflakes fall from the sky? Like rain, snow also comes from clouds. When it's very cold outside, the water droplets inside a cloud can freeze. They fall out of the cloud as snowflakes or icy rain. It has to be very cold to snow. Some places around the world never see snow because it's too warm. Does it ever snow where you live? Have you ever been outside on a windy day? Wind is air that is moving. Wind moves in different directions. It can be light and breezy or blow hard and cause damage to property. A windy day is great for flying kites. Wind can also cause rain and snow to blow. The different kinds of weather that we have all come from this big guy. That's right, the sun. Without the sun, there would be no weather. The sun causes wind, rain, and snow. How hot or cold it is outside is also determined by the sun. This is called temperature. The earth that we live on turns and tilts in different ways. That causes the sun's hot rays to hit the earth differently. The way that the sun's rays hit the earth makes different temperatures outside. Did you know that different places in the world have different types of weather? You may live in a place that is warm or hot most of the year, or cold and snowy most of the year. Our earth is always changing, and weather is always changing too. What are some different types of weather? Now that we've had a chance to listen to our story, let's play a game together. This game is called Whether or Not. I am going to show you a picture, but I'm also going to read you a sentence. That sentence is either going to match the picture or not match the picture. You have to say out loud if you think it is matching the picture. And if it is matching the picture, you're going to say the word weather. But if it's not matching the picture, you're just going to say not. Ready to try? Here's the picture. This is my sentence. Snow comes from clouds. The water droplets in the cloud freeze when it's cold and then fall down out of the clouds. Is that true weather or not? It is. Ding, ding, ding. It's weather. Good job. Let's do another one. This is our picture. Listen to my sentence. The sun causes different kinds of weather. Is that weather or not? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, it's weather. You were right. Great job. Ooh, look at this picture. Now listen to this sentence. Clouds are made of cotton balls in the sky. Is that weather or not? No, it's not. The clouds are not made of cotton balls. We learned that clouds are made of raindrops. Look at this picture. Listen to the sentence. Heat from the sun's rays makes the earth hot or cold. Is that weather or not? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, it's weather. The sun does help our earth be hot or cold. Get ready for this next one. Listen to the sentence. When the water droplets in the clouds get too big, they fall out of the clouds as rain. Is that weather or not? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, it is weather. Great job. Let's try this one. Look at the picture. Listen to the sentence. Rain is water that comes from big hoses in the sky. Is that weather or not? No, that is so silly. It's not from big hoses in the sky. It comes from the clouds when they get full. Let's check out this one. Wind is air that is moving in different directions. Is that weather or not? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, that's weather. The air moves in all different directions. Let's try this one. Snow comes from ice cream crystals that fall from the sun. Is that weather or not? Eh. No, it's so not. That makes me laugh a bunch. Snow isn't ice cream crystals, and snow definitely wouldn't come from the sun because the sun is way too hot. Holy camole. Snow comes from the rain droplets in the clouds when they get really, really cold. What about this one? Wind comes from big fans in the sky. Is that weather or not? Eh, no, wind doesn't come from big fans in the sky. That would be so silly. Let's try this one. Clouds are made of tiny droplets of water. Clouds can be different shapes, sizes, and colors. Is that weather or not? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, clouds can be all different shapes, sizes, and colors, and they are made of tiny droplets of water. I hope you enjoyed playing that game with me, whether or not. I thought it was so fun. When we started talking about scientists at the beginning of the year, we learned that many scientists use their five senses to help them with their investigations. I have attached a worksheet onto our Google Classroom that is going to ask you to write down what weather you see, hear, and feel. You will write the weather word on the line and then draw a picture to match that weather word in the box next to it. Next week, we will start talking about that big ball in the sky, the sun. I'm super excited. See you next week. Bye bye.